morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode number 26 of News Report. It is the fine morning of February 23rd, 2013. I'm feeling fresh. Josh, how about yourself?
Feeling pretty good today. We're going to play another game of the league and win, hopefully, this week.
That's the spirit. Last week we went 0-2 in Dominions. It was a hard day. It truly was. But we've got a plan. We might or might not pick junglers or supports. I'm excited, Josh. I know you've been doing well in the league recently. You've been grinding hard, almost.
I've been grinding that ladder, trying to get, I don't know. I want to end the season 3 since I've heard it's going to go on for a long time since this is my first year playing league. First, actually, like 2 months playing league and almost in gold.
Wow,
so I'm pretty happy with my progress.
Game. See, look, ADC mid straight away. All right, no probs. So I might play Blitz.
Fired up
guy.
And ready to serve.
You're gonna play Blitz and support. Okay, I guess I can play jungle then. My volume is real loud.
So this guy's gonna ADC with Urgot. Are you sure, pal?
He is technically an ADC, even though it's kind of, I don't know. I don't know how that hero works, but he apparently does a lot of damage. And
well, I like our team. This is scary. Xin Zhao.
This is a good team. If our team's good, I like it. This is a good comp. Brand's always unpredictable, and he does
a wild card.
He's
like
a wild
the Joker.
Card. I'm surprised you don't see more Brand. I don't know. He seems to always be able to blow people up, like Lina in Dota.
Yeah, you like that? Oh, Kirby the Killer. He's gonna play Monkey Man. So, anyway, this week we are a little bit light on news, as most weeks have been, but there's some interesting stuff happening. We're going to talk about Mr. Pistorious a little bit, even though Josh doesn't want to share his opinion on whether or not Blade Man actually did it. Let's start with that, Josh. Actually, let's open. I want to pry into your soul a little bit here.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, we know that he's the one that shot her. The question is, did he actually think that she was a burglar, or was he just trying to pop some caps up in her? He shot 4 times and hit her 3. So one would think if you're a paranoid bloke and you think somebody's broken into your home, you know your girlfriend's in there with you, she's not sleeping on the bed, wouldn't you be like, hey honey, are you in the bathroom taking a dump? Before you just start going, go, straight through the door without even opening. I don't know, man. I mean, he's either really, really stupid and it was actually just an accident, or he don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't know about the whole shooting through the door at middle of the night. Didn't check to see if his wife was in bed. I mean, I don't buy it at this point. I mean, I don't know. This guy. I mean, more information will come out about his aggressive behavior apparently. And whether there was abuse prior to this incident, since apparently from what I was hearing there wasn't really any signs of it, but she was set to give a speech about abuse that day to a school or something like that.
Yeah,
I believe, and so I don't know. We have to wait for more details to come out, in my opinion. But if I had to say something right now, I would probably say he's guilty.
Oh yeah, how do you feel about him getting bail? That's what I'm really curious about. Do you think that's just a bloody mistake, Josh, or what?
I mean, I don't really know how they determine people as being flight risks, or if he's. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, in this case, it was a little bit different. The big thing that they had to do for bail was prove whether it was premeditated, because if it's premeditated, that pushes the murder into a higher classification of crimes, where you actually planned it out and it's malicious and you were intending to kill somebody. The flip side is it's if you are driving in a car accident and somebody dies in it, that's just in America that's called manslaughter, or in South Africa I think it's accidental homicide or something, and it's a lesser charge. It's well, you still killed somebody, but you didn't do it on purpose. So you're much more likely to get bail if it was a manslaughter instead of an actual homicide. So I don't know. That was the big thing they were trying to determine, if it was an accident or if he actually meant to pop a few caps up in her business. I don't know, Josh. I don't really have a big problem with him getting bail. Partially because he's so well known. I mean, how's he gonna get anywhere without people crowding him? I mean, not only his face and him as an icon, but also he's an amputee victim. So like, I mean, that just makes him stand out even more.
Well, what about if he's guilty or not? What do you think?
I think that it's going to be a little bit of a gray area in terms of. I'm going to say no. He's probably. I think it's going to come out that he's really just stupid. I don't think it's like a totally premeditated. Like, all right, I got this master plan. See, when she's taking a dump, I'm going to pop some caps and say it was a burglar. See, like I don't think it was quite that sinister, but I think he was probably roided up on something and just totally out of his mind, just like, oh my god, it must be a burglar. Like, this guy sounds paranoid as fuck. So I think he's just a little crazy, you know, just a little bit like, this guy should not have guns kind of a thing. So did he kill her? Yes. Was it really an accident? Sort of. It was kind of only an accident because he's cray. Does that make sense?
A little bit, yeah. A little bit. We'll have to see how it goes. Again, it's one of those things where more details are coming out every single day. I know I was driving somewhere and I heard the radio that the lead investigator on or detective on the case was also being convicted of murders or something like that. And I don't know. It's all this crazy stuff.
Yeah, well, that was a little bit different. I'm sure it had something to do with the defense trying to
definitely
discredit them.
Yeah.
But there is some legitimacy to it. Apparently, they're saying that this was filed a while ago, and just now it's come to light that he actually has to deal with these murders. Something about him and another officer opening fire onto a moving bus or something like that, like reckless use of a gun with intent to kill or something really strange, and it happened 4 years ago. So there could be some truth to the guy actually didn't know that the charges were coming. You know, if somebody files a lawsuit and you haven't gotten the letters in the mail yet, kind of a thing. So there is some sort of potential for it to be, you know, a little bit legit. You hiding in the trees there? No.
Usually they have to do blue. But yeah, it's one of those things that's developing more information. It's just been flooding the news. It's like one of the top hits on Google News is as information comes out about it. So it seems like there's something new every day.
Yeah, I go to my Google News and it's exactly the same thing. It's kind of crazy.
Are they hiding down there? Oh my! These lanes. I didn't even look at what we're playing against. It's kind of weird.
Tarek Kale. I guess Kale can kind of carry. He's pretty strong.
Definitely. Kales can get really nasty. You never see that in normal games.
Yeah, that's why I mean it's not really... It's weird for sure. So, I don't know. It is definitely a weird case. A lot of people are saying there are some crazy parallels to the OJ case. You know, this is like... oh god, we got first blood.
Nice.
And Shaco came out of nowhere. Oh yeah, perfect timing.
Oh, that's what Shaco does. That hero is like a gank master, but terrible in team fights later.
Oh, he's real annoying. So, but yeah, I get frustrated when there's news like that just floods my feed. It's like, come on, bro, I'm trying to hear about other stuff that's happening in the world. I get that this is a big, high-profile case, but, whoo. Josh, let's talk about video games, though. I want to talk about the Xbox 720 as well as the PS4 surprise. What's your take on console gaming before we get into the details of the new systems? Is console gaming here to stay? Are you surprised to see a new round of big systems coming out, or to be expected?
I think it was expected. I know the Xbox or whatever, Microsoft just announced their Xbox 720 that they may be showcasing in April. And people kind of been expecting that for a while, I know, as far as it coming out and them releasing their next generation of consoles for everyone to see. Because it's been a while.
It really has.
It's been a really long time, so it's kind of expected at this point. It's just a matter of when.
I remember, I bought an Xbox 360 for Halo 3 the day that it came out, and that was a long time ago. That was really, I was still in high school, so geez, it has been a while since we've seen a new round of systems. So what are we looking at here? What are they going to do? I mean, in the last round, the Wii kind of won out with their crazy, look at this remote. It's like a little laser pointer. And that was pretty revolutionary relative to the other systems. What are we looking at in this generation? And is it going to be anything as exciting as the Wii? Because I remember the first time we played Wii together, Josh. It was a heavenly experience.
It was pretty amazing because it was like, yeah, the first time you had that control in your hand, you could actually control the screen with it.
Yeah.
They were the first people to do it before PlayStation did it and before the Kinect came out.
Yep.
So these, I don't really know what they have planned for these new systems besides just being really, really like better as far as like just the computer specs that they put into them.
Oops. Yep.
So making stuff look really realistic and everything, and
that's the thing that's interesting about consoles, because when they come out, they are like supercomputers. I mean, they are so powerful relative to the average desktop because they know that this is a product that's going to have to last for the next 5 years and still be cutting edge. So they always deck these things out with insane processors and super fast memory. And I remember when the Xbox came out, it was like, Jesus, I just want to strip that thing down and put it in my computer. Holy crap.
Yeah, that's what all consoles, so when they come out, are based on. Basically, they lose the companies lose money on the consoles, and they make the money on the games.
Right.
Is how it works out. Right. Because yeah, if you actually turned it into a computer, it'd be better. You would save like a lot of money versus just buying the computer parts.
Right, exactly right, and that was sort of the reasoning behind my should we expect this, because that model is falling apart a little bit. You know, we're seeing the free-to-play model, the downloadable content, all that stuff. League of Legends is a perfect example. The consoles model kind of laughs in the face of that, and I don't have any data to claim whether sales are declining relative to free-to-play DLC type models, but I don't know. We've both been sort of talking about that model is going to be a thing of the past in the near future.
Yeah, definitely something the companies have been doing to combat this is, also was about the gang, is making games that, oh nice.
Hells to the yeah.
Is making games that you need a code to play per game, and so you can't really like resell your game at like a GameStop or something. Mm-hmm. Because that's where they lose a lot of money, is people just like going to GameStop, selling their games, and these companies don't see any of that resale value. Right. And so they're trying to like anchor the game to your console once you buy it, so that if you wanted to go do something else, you wouldn't be able to.
That's an interesting thought. That makes a lot of sense, though. Wow, yeah. I never really thought about that, because I have done that before, and that's totally a third-party apparatus. And yeah, GameStop's... I don't know how GameStop makes money, man. I really don't. That they seem like just a smaller version of that Best Buy Circuit City, oh god, pardon me, model that we talk about. That is just so outdated. The big showroom style. I mean, how many people walk into GameStop and buy a video game these days? I think that the last 10 games I've bought, I downloaded.
Yeah, it's basically for consoles. Resell console games. This is where they get a lot of stuff, and then if you just want to buy something in person while you're there, something. Yeah. They have the midnight releases too. I don't know. They compete with Best Buy a lot, but I'm not sure how they're doing as a company. But
they're not public. I don't think, are they?
I have no clue.
Yeah, midnight releases though. That is true. I have gone to a GameStop midnight release. It was pretty fun actually. I liked it. You know, you wait in line, you get to talk to crazy locals that are just as into video games as you are. It wasn't too bad. Last time I went there was a midget there. That was pretty cool. He really hated Rhett Paladins. I was standing behind him in line. He was just like, some guy was yelling, "I love Rhett Paladins." He was just like, "Oh man, I can't wait till those fucking Rhett Paladins get nerfed." I was like, hell yeah, man, fuck Rhett Paladins. It was right before Lich King came out, and they just put out that divine bullshit. What was it, Divine Storm?
Okay.
And yeah, remember how broken that shit was?
I'm trying to remember. I know Paladins had like everything had like their moment of being just plain overpowered.
Yeah, we're really trashing him down here. Tristan is 5-0, and neither of us have died yet. Blitz was the best choice.
I know Blitz. Yeah, that's why he's always banned. He has that potential just to change games, and I have no clue what half these heroes do in this game since I don't see half of them.
God. Clown Man's down here.
He's the worst.
I just want to fuck his day up. How long does this little invis last?
I don't know. He can do like an invis and then some other stuff. I don't know. Basically, you need to buy pink wards for him because he gets annoying. Or he'll drive you insane. He'll just get away every single time if you don't.
Well, so far, every time he's come over, we just kill his teammates and he runs away. So honestly, he's really not been that.
He's probably baiting his teammates to go in and fight. And
He's really not been that much of a detriment to our operation. I mean, he always shows up by the time we've already, like, I've hooked one and he's getting wrecked. This Tarek's pretty bad.
Yeah, he should be ganking the other lanes, but yeah, apparently he wants to go down there.
Oh, I missed my ult. Son of a bitch. I'm gonna go back. So what's new in these consoles? Do we know anything? I guess the big thing with the PlayStation was they released a picture of the controller.
Yeah, that was about it. They didn't even show you the new console yet. They showed I saw the YouTube video. It was basically just a bunch of games, I think, on the that they would release on it, and I think the big thing is just to make it look really realistic with all the new games they're trying to release with it, and take advantage of the new graphic processor.
Economic growth and more prosperous communities through the 10,000 Women program.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the Xbox comes out with, because I don't know, they seem to like want to take this like Kinect thing to like another level or something, and I'm not sure if they'll release a new Kinect or a better Kinect with it, possibly. I don't know.
Yeah, so here's a kind of a crummy picture of the PlayStation controller. It looks pretty similar. I mean, it looks a little more trendy, but it's really the same basic concept. So, I mean, you're right about the Kinect, though. Microsoft wants to be the new Nintendo in that market, and that will be interesting. Is there any talk about what Nintendo's up to?
Nintendo released the Wii U or whatever, which is like a console with a controller. That's also like a mini DS, it looks like.
Yeah, well, I know that their most recent DS, their 3DS or whatever, I know the sales flopped on that. They didn't even come close to hitting their target, so then they lowered the price almost right away. And that just pissed people off, you know. People don't want to say, hey, I just paid $400 for this thing, and then a month later, oh, now it's only $300. That just makes people want to cry. So it's... I don't know. I think Microsoft is in a little bit of a sticky wicket right now. Their old franchise is not quite as... I don't know. They're losing some of that old classic spunk they got.
Yeah, they definitely are, and they're having to play catch up now with all these other more... Like, the Wii was not as powerful as graphic-wise. Not like anywhere near as powerful.
It was the only one that wasn't in HD, which was
as the Xbox, yeah, as the Xbox and the PlayStation. And on top of that, you couldn't play DVDs in it, which I found very annoying.
That was fucking stupid.
I think they should have been able to play like videos or I don't know, something. It's like they only play Wii stuff or
Wii
anything.
mini discs, yeah. It's just.
And then I don't know. I never really got their Nintendo like online thing. I don't know their whole community they try to build versus like Xbox, who had a really strong online, like whatever you call it, Xbox Live and everything.
Right, a really strong online presence. Even the PS2 online wasn't a total flop. I mean, I think the PS2 online was a little... It was free, and back in the day, that meant it was real shitty because, like, the internet was expensive. I remember playing, like, SOCOM online, and it was kind of...
Yeah, I know PlayStation 3's online community was pretty good. But, like, the Wii's, I know I tried to play, like, Super Smash Brothers online and everything, and really didn't work out.
Well, it didn't connect, or it was...
It, like, would lag out and everything, and I don't know, it just didn't work that well.
It was just bad news bears all around.
Yeah.
Well, that's a big-time bumski.
So,
the Wii U, I mean, is that meant to compete with is that like their next generation one on par with these, or is it going to be kind of like before, where this is going to be a
it's probably going to be a crappier version because it's out already.
The Wii U is out? How did I miss that?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not big on consoles, so that's probably how I missed it.
Yeah, but it's out. You can play it and everything. And
have you used it?
No, I have not. I've seen it on YouTube.
On YouTube. Well,
I've seen people play games like on like Mario Party and everything. Cause it's kind of neat how 4 people can play and you basically play against one person. Oh shit! This guy.
Clown man.
That's about all I can do to him, bro. You gotta get it. But yeah, they showed it basically because you have controllers and you have one person who can have like a DS controller. So they can basically, in Mario Party, you can do like a 1v4 or something like that, where they have like basically their own screen to control and you can't see it. So they can act as like the enemy chasing everyone around while the 4 people use like the TV as the screen.
That's kind of cool.
It definitely does some very unique features to it.
Yeah, that's weird, but it's cool. I would be interested to try that and see how it really works out, dude. Down bottom, we just wrecked them. I just hooked them. All right, Joe says that Wii U graphics are comparable to PS3 and Xbox 360. So that's kind of, now things aren't lining up quite as symmetrically as they were during the last console battle. So Nintendo is on like a different rotation now. They're on par with the current generation, while the others are. So it's, I don't know. Nintendo's it's always been the oddball because they've always been more about their handhelds. The PSP I don't think ever got nearly as much traction as the Game Boy.
Yeah, definitely. They've been focused on their DS and everything, and yeah, I don't know. It seems like they're playing catch up to me.
Yep. Who knows? Nintendo may disappear at some point in our lifetime, Josh.
Oh, they were profitable for the longest period of time, and then yeah, they just fallen behind now.
Yep. Slacking. Like AOL style. If you stop innovating, Josh, you can't focus too much on your operational excellency. You got to put some effort, some of those bucks into R&D, man.
Well, they're innovating. It's just, I don't know. It seems to be they're like missing key points, like making it just easier to use and be able to use DVDs and have an online.
I know, the PlayStation's the Blu-ray player, and they're just like, yeah, well, you know, we didn't think people would want to watch movies with it. Who doesn't have a DVD player? It's just like,
it's like they're like the first people to have like the Kinect-like version, so they're definitely innovating. But I don't know. It seems like they try to make it inexpensive, and I guess they just leave out stuff because I'm guessing the Wii U will be cheaper than like the PS3. Definitely the PS3 and the Xbox. Because the PS3 is like the more expensive, I believe, the consoles.
And they had the brilliant supply demand when the Wii came out. Remember, it was so hard to get a Wii. That really, really worked well, where they just didn't produce them fast enough. That was such a smart play from Nintendo. That generated so much extra hype about the Wii that was, I don't want to say undeserving, but not really necessary.
But yeah, I don't know. They're just forgetting key parts, and they're trying to make the next big like Mario game too. I know is what they're looking for, because it's been such a long time. It's like you play Smash Brothers and they're like the same guys, crap, over and over. It's like they need a new hero.
Yeah. Oh God, the jig is up. Oh man, the jig was up, Josh.
Yep. When you push up, you need to ward stuff. And these people are warding, so I can't gank that well. And
it's okay, we're still winning. Joe also makes another good point. Nintendo does have exclusive rights to some really key titles. Mario, Zelda, and Super Smash Brothers are all 3 titles you're never going to see on another console until Nintendo goes out of business. And those go up to auction. Those have been the staples keeping Nintendo afloat all these years.
Definitely have those, yeah. Pretty awesome games. But yeah, they just keep remaking them over and over again.
I just saw that they came out with Luigi's Mansion again.
They've done like everything. They released it for the DS and everything. It's like, I don't know. They need something new to bolster their sales and make them an amazing company again, so they can compete with the PS3.
We're gonna make this happen.
Oh, if you can hook something, go for it. He's running a straight line. Oh, he should have done it.
Don't worry, we still got this. The tower's down.
Where is that Wukong on our team? Do it. Do it. Do it.
This guy getting banged.
Poor him.
Oh, man.
Kale didn't even try to help him. I'm pretty sure Kale sped up himself and then just pieced out of there.
Yeah, let's see if little baby Tristana can bait it here. Can you guys take that guy yourselves?
Yeah, it's so easy.
So let's switch it up here, Josh. Enough about video games. Let's get serious. The government joins the suit against Lance Armstrong. Everybody's hating on Lance. He gave too much money to charity, and now he's a national security threat. What's going on here with old Lancey, Joshy?
Oh, God, I saw this, and I wondered why, but then I read the article, and it made sense to me. It's basically because he was sponsored by the U.S. Postal Service. And so technically he was receiving sponsor money from the U.S. government, and then I guess because of the suit, he's allegedly using that money to fund his doping scheme, is what they assume. So that is why they have launched this suit against Lance Armstrong. I'm planning on suing him. The U.S. government's suing him.
Well, it does make sense because that's pretty much what's happening from everybody else. You're exactly right. Everyone else is trying to sue him as well for as far as brand representation. Of course, that's breach of contract because that's not how people
all those contracts
want him representing their brand. It's just like it's very relatable to esports. Like if you do something really stupid, then your sponsors drop you. Like all the stupid things that people have done on the stream. Wow, I should not have done that. I guess. Clean it up. Clean it up. Oh yeah, baby. So, anyhow. Wow, poor Lance. Poor Lance. Let's see, how much is it?
Just more bad news.
He took more than $30 million from the U.S. Postal Service based on their contractual promise to play fair and abide by the rules, Josh. He did not play fair. He is a cheater. Wow, the poor Postal Service. I mean... If only they didn't have that negative brand representation, maybe we could still have mail on Saturdays.
Oh, they're down the dumps so much as it is. Lance just pushed them over the edge.
Lance just pushed them over the edge. It's true. I mean, honestly, I'm not complaining that much because the Postal Service of all places really needs some money right now. So, I mean...
They need a lot of money, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they need a lot more than just money, but... whatever, they could use that 30 mil. It's going to a good place. I like my mail.
You like your mail?
I like my mail. So
what's my mail? It's so mail.
I still the thing about the Lance thing, even though absolutely Lance was a cheater, all that stuff, he deserves it. Oh, they quit, those spotty dogs. No. Damn. Well, we really wrecked them bottom, Josh. I'm pretty proud of that.
Nice. I didn't really get to do much. They warded. I counter-warded, but everyone's
No, you just sat there playing World of Warcraft. Look, Tristana 10, 3, and 2. I'm responsible for 9 of those kills, Josh. MVP! That's what's up, son. Oh, Josh, you gotta be nice to people. GG, smiley face. Well played. Oh, have a good Saturday. Gotta get that honorable opponent. Oh, they all left already. Damn it. Oh, it's too slow, Josh. Alright.
Well, that was pretty fast. That's almost as fast as you can concede, basically.
Yeah, dude, that was record fast. Alright, we're gonna have to play Dominion here because that was I was worried we weren't gonna have enough news today. Cheese and crackers. I didn't get any honor out of that. That's such bullshit. Alright, so we're gonna win a Dominion now since God, I'm feeling fresh today, Josh. Got those fingers lubed up. So, But one area about this whole Lance thing that I still stand true to Lance is that the USADA, is that it? The United States Anti-Doping Agency? Yeah, USADA. I hate that they try to claim jurisdiction over everything. The international cycling scene has very little to do with America. That's some French bullshit. They have no jurisdiction to strip Lance of all of his titles.
Well, they could have gone after him because of him using U.S. Postal Service money for whatever.
They're going to be involved in that suit as the government.
It's very possible that they did this because of him just using U.S. Postal Service money for doping.
Because it's all American. I mean, when the U.S. Postal Service defers to an expert, they're going to defer to the USADA.
Mm.
So you're right, but still, when all this stuff was coming out, that was they made. Well, we're stripping him of all his titles. Well, what? Only in America where you have jurisdiction? All right, who gives a shit? He's the only good American cyclist we have. What do you like? Oh, you don't. That doesn't mean anything. That's just that would be like France saying, you know what? We're gonna strip Neil Diamond of his Rock and Roll Hall of Fame title. Who's gonna do it? We would just be like, well, all right. I mean, who gives a shit? You're France. You have nothing to do with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's kind of the same thing, and it's
I don't know. I don't think it's like that
laughable,
because all these agencies try to claim like jurisdiction and sovereignty over like they try to make their agency relevant, and like this is just another way they're trying to expand and show that they actually matter. And they probably went after him for like I don't know. They stripped him of his whatever. I'm not sure if they can legally do that. I'm not sure.
I mean,
what
they
the
can
rules
legally
are.
do it in America. There's no like. Sure, in America he's stripped of his title, but that's sort of meaningless in an international arena.
I'm guessing they probably had a case against them or something. They want to eventually sue him on behalf of the U.S. Postal Service, and this was a way to get everything going. So that's the way it makes sense to me now that this is unfolding.
Well, absolutely. I mean, you do make a point that everyone's always going to do what's in their best interest. So they're just going to blow out. It's just laughable. It's the same concept of when we had to deal with all that SOPA stuff. America trying to claim jurisdiction over the internet. It's an international thing. You can't just say, well, we're going to own the internet and we're going to police it. So just take our lead on this, guys. We got the internet on lockdown. No, fuck no. That's stupid. It's kind of a similar circumstance of our government overstepping their bounds in the international arena because they think America is the leader in all things good, and that's just not necessarily the case, man. It's just embarrassing. I don't like it. I don't care about Lance as much as I'm just embarrassed because the French, they're laughing at us, dude.
I'm sure they don't care. I'm pretty sure they don't want him to win all those times.
Yeah, well,
I'm pretty sure they were pretty happy.
That's kind of true. That's kind of true. So
I'm pretty sure everyone was happy except the people who like Lance.
Except the people,
because they don't like America.
Moms, the hacky mams.
Yeah, they don't like America. They don't want Lance Armstrong to win 7 times in a row.
Honestly, they care less about. I mean, when all this. I mean, now it might be a little bit. Last I read about the whole France thing, that was the statement they released. Just like, all right, I mean, we're glad the USADA thinks that he should be stripped of all of his titles, but we're the ones that are going to carry out this investigation. We're the ones that are going to decide. We may end up agreeing with you, but you don't have the fucking jurisdiction to just say and to say that and have it really mean anything. So it's I mean, it's not that they disagree as much as they still noted the bound overstepping.
Yeah, it's just I was talking about like just the French people in general.
Oh,
like
just the front. Oh,
yeah, just being like, we don't want Lance Armstrong to win.
Fuck
it's like for like 6 years in a row.
Yeah, no,
they're watching it. They're hoping some European wins.
They're hoping some European's just gonna throw a rock at him while he's riding by and just hit the deck. I mean, they're sinister over there. But enough about Lance Josh. I want to talk about Office Depot and Office Max. Because those of you Office fans out there, they actually talk about that one episode when Michael goes to Ryan's college and he's season 1 or 2 and he gives that really funny speech and they ask him all those questions. And the guy actually brings up, he says, well, there's the five giants in office retail. It's Staples, Office Depot, Office Max, and 2 others that I can't remember off the top of my head. There are, maybe is it the 3 giants? Are there other office supplies?
It sounded like Rick Perry, or whatever that guy was who ran for president in the GOP, and he was like, when I'm president, there are 3 branches of the government or 3 organizations that are gone. He's like, federal, something else, and he couldn't remember the third. He's like, wait
a second, I should have thought before.
And he looks over to Ron Paul and was like, postal? I don't know.
I'm gonna Google it.
But yeah, they had another huge, all these big business deals are going down right now where the stock market's almost peaked out. And so it shows you that big money is still going into this market and they're paying paying a premium on the stock prices, basically.
Oh, all right. My bad. It's the big 3: Staples, Office Max, and Office Depot. I had a total brain fart. But they're the 3 big players in that field. And of course, Dunder Mifflin, a paper company. Those are their Staples is their big competitor. So it's just interesting. I love pop culture references to real life, Josh. It makes me so happy. Wow, 2 of them are merging. And how is it actually worded here? Is it Are they combining, or is one buying the other? Just gonna it's a merger, not an acquisition.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a merger. I forget who's offering who's all these money and stock and cash options.
Stock options. So let's see. They have agreed in a $1.17 billion stock transfer. Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing. I don't know, to me that all these deals are going down right now when the market is almost at all-time highs. It's getting there, and it's very close, and it looks like we're going to hit it. But like just like minutes before, months before possibly, like all these big deals are being made. People are just pouring money into these companies with like last week Warren Buffett and 3G Capital bought out Heinz for $23 billion, and Dell's going private they're basically trying to go private now. They're having a bunch of flashback from investors right now.
Let me hit you with some numbers here. Combined revenue between Office Depot and Office Max last year was $18.5 billion, and through this merger, they're expecting to save $400 to $600 million per year within the first 3 years, just because of layoffs. Wow, that's incredible, Josh.
People are just pouring money still into the market, and it's kind of amazing to me that they're doing it at such a crazy time when everything seems to be almost at its peak in value.
It's fascinating for sure.
But yeah, we'll have to see what other kind of deals, because yeah, I know Dell's been trying to go private, and yeah, like I said, no one wants them to go private. Apparently, the investors think they're getting gypped. And who else? Best Buy always wants to go private because they're just getting destroyed year over year.
That whole Dell merger is really weird. That was on our list to talk about last week, and we didn't. Or not a merger, but reverse IPO. I don't know what the slang is.
I was just going private.
Just going private.
Yeah.
Why did they? What's the motivation? Who's winning from that, and how?
Basically, the company doesn't have to answer to investors, and they don't have like there are some cases where people will try to butcher company just for profits, and they'll like have big layoffs and everything because it'll basically save them money in the end. And sometimes that's not the best idea, but it does save money. Laying off people and downsizing always is a cost. Always saves you money in the end, but sometimes it's not the best option. But to appease investors and to make your bottom line look good, sometimes it's what they end up doing.
So, and why is this going to be bad for investors, or why do they think it's going to be bad for them?
They think the company's worth more than with the buyout price that they're offering at the current time.
Okay.
I think
Dell is an interesting one because, I mean, they've been a very successful company for a long while, but they're sort of losing some of that steam because desktop computer sales are on the decline now that tablets are taking over, mobile is becoming more popular. That same model that made Dell so popular in the .com boom isn't quite as viable now. So Dell is worth a lot of money, yes, but looking ahead in the future, are they going to be able to maintain that same amount that they've been able to in the past? That I'm not quite as confident about, Josh.
It's one of those things that they're fighting right now. There's been an offer to go private, I'm pretty sure. And it was above the current stock price, and whenever there's a buyout, stocks always jump up generally just because the price is above the current stock price. And so there's a bunch of fighting and legality, and I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. I know Heinz definitely did get bought out for like 20% or something more than it was actually like the stock price was at, and that was Warren Buffett and 3G Capital offering like a $23 or $24 billion offer. And so people are still putting a ton of money into the market, so it's kind of amazing to see all these business deals go down. And yeah, I know there are a bunch of others. I know there's a big battle going on with Herbalife, which if you look at their stock price over the past like 2 months, it's been like up and down 50% in the past 2 months based on these two billionaires, ICANN and who's the other one? I forget the other one, but they're basically battling. One has like they both have like multi-million-dollar positions, just they're in different directions. And they talk about going private with the company. They talk about all this stuff they want to do with Herbalife, and whether it's like a scheme or something. And I don't know. They're still pouring $1 billion into the market. It's
Yeah, little Teemos killing each other. Dude, we just went blow for blow with Teemos, and we both died. Too much poison. Oh my. So it'll be exciting, Josh. Paper may get a little bit cheaper. I know how excited you are about paper. No.
oh yeah.
I don't know. I mean, those stores, I just don't shop at them very frequently, man. You know, and honestly, I go to Best Buy an okay amount. As much as we make fun and ridicule Best Buy, I actually run a fair amount of money through Best Buy relative to what I buy online. I don't always go to Best Buy. There are some things where I'm just like, really, you guys don't have that model? Like, I just bought an SLR camera, and I actually would have gone to a big box store and bought it, but they just didn't have the one that I wanted.
Yeah. I think they usually their online store is pretty good, and they can have it shipped to their stores. Wow. I know for most stuff I use Amazon nowadays, just because Amazon has literally everything you need under the sun. And for the longest time, they weren't charging sales tax.
Yep.
In New Jersey.
And I found that Amazon actually generally has the best price or a very, very competitive price.
Mm-hmm.
Their pricing is quite good.
They definitely do. They're like I know there are algorithms on Amazon to dynamically do the price so that it is lower than some other sites. You'll see them adjust stuff around.
So, all right, let's talk about this heist, Josh. I want to talk about diamonds. I want to talk about Brussels, and I want to get rich. What is going on? These people just went up to... I mean, this is one of those things... Like, when you watch those movies, like The Italian Job, it's just like, man, I know there's a lot of gold and diamonds in this world. How come nobody ever tries to rip them off? I heard this story and was just like, hot diggity. Edward Norton may be real. I mean, it's just incredible. They basically went up to an airport. They knew a time when there was going to be a plane full of diamonds. And they just ran up to that bad daddy and said, give me all your diamonds, and just unloaded it and ran home with $50 million worth of diamonds in safes in the back of their car.
Oh my god, hold on a second, fighting. But yeah, that's basically, it was like straight off a movie, like, job that happened in like under 5 minutes, I think they said.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. And here you go. Here's a picture of some of the diamonds. It was just unbelievable. The raid at Brussels airport happened just before 8 p.m. The heavily armed men drove through airport security fence in 2 vehicles, a Mercedes van and a car, made straight for a Brinks delivery van. The staff were loading safes of diamonds onto a plane bound for Zurich. The gunmen quickly filled their vehicles with the boxes and fled through the same broken security barrier. No shots were fired. A burned-out van was later found nearby. The raid lasted just 3 minutes. Boom! They're gone. Like, that is insane.
It's straight out of a movie. Total heist. No one knew it. Like, the passengers didn't even know what happened. And it was over before you could even, like... Yeah, think about it.
Like, that is just insanity. I'm impressed that it happened. And I wonder if they have any leads or anything, if they're going to be able to eventually figure out who did it. If Diddy didn't do it, then who did it?
Yeah, it's one of those crazy things where like 50 million diamonds goes missing. Like,
Yeah.
that's a lot of diamonds.
Yeah.
And so just how do you unload that many diamonds?
Yeah,
so,
it's just really interesting. I saw it on CNN. I heard my mom talk about it when she saw it in the paper, and I was just like, oh man. They're crazy over there in Europe.
I know, and apparently online people were like kind of cheering for these. Oh shit! No.
Well, diamonds have been something that have been kind of in hot debate a little bit with blood diamonds, thanks to that Leo movie.
I was gonna say the online presence kind of people were cheering for these diamond heisters because who really cares around 50 million worth of diamonds?
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, some rich guy that can't empathize with us poor folks, so you know.
So yeah, there was a lot of, I don't know. There was not a lot of sympathy for the person who lost the $50 million worth of diamonds.
Yeah, that poor guy. Oh man, that Alistar just gave it to me.
Alistar.
Yeah.
The bull.
The bull.
What's he doing actually? Since I never see him, he's always tank. He's got a Sunfire cape and that's it. And he bullied you?
He hurt me. I'm little. And here you go. When 14 million in loose diamonds vanished in Belgium, McCaffrey became part of the pack of investigators chasing the thieves around the world. This is going to be awesome, Josh. I'll be excited to see how this story unfolds, though, and see if they actually do catch the diamond stealers. Man, Dr. Mundo just took our tower.
Don't worry, we just schooled these kids down
Good.
in their own place.
I'm gonna try and school Dr. Mundo. Oh, he hit me with a...
I don't think you're gonna be able to school him.
No, Josh, things are looking rough.
Timo, I don't know. Timo's a really rough hero. You got to be like really, really fast with him, or else he just explodes.
Yeah, I'm imploding. Come here, Mundo, you big fatty. Oh, you missed your cleaver that time, didn't you? Little Timo. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Oh, I'm the only one here? Shit.
Don't worry, we're capping this one.
I'm out.
Let's see, how am I doing in points? Oh man, I'm last on the team. That's not good. If that Dr. Mundo's beating me, barely.
Oh, that fizz is nasty.
The jewel heist. After reading about it, though, it makes me want to be a criminal. It's just like, wow, man, those guys made it look really easy. What have all these other criminals been doing?
Yeah, I know. You see all these like Oceans 13. I know those are my favorite ones to watch, where they just rob the casinos or whatever,
Yeah.
and they make it look so easier. And yeah, I don't know. They
What's
got
that
a lot
movie
of money.
with Sean
I'm kinda-
Connery and
kinda
Catherine
surprised.
Zeta-Jones, Entrapment.
Oh, I forget what that. I know.
That movie's slick, dude. When she's practicing going through the lasers and with the little bells. Oh, I
that
like
is
that
the
movie.
one for everyone.
That is a good one.
But yeah, it's like they have all this money. There's all this money, and when they mentioned the $1 trillion platinum coin,
The $1
that's-
trillion platinum coin. Do it,
you know,
Congress. That was just so ridiculous. I just wanted to I just wanted to be like, you know what, just fucking do it, Congress. Honestly, just go for it. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. If you guys really think that'll do something, do her to her. I bet they would have lost it though.
Oh my god, why am I so bad? I'm trying to get good at Elise because it's a really strong hero.
Alright, I'm giving it to this Mundo. I'm like trying to keep him from hurting our lane.
You give it to that Mundo.
He's hurting me. Oh god, there's another Teemo here.
You show him who's the boss, Timo.
Oh, I wasn't close enough to the steps. Oh, they got me. They sent two. Nice, Twisted Fate. You're twisting everyone's fate.
Oh my god! I don't know why I tried to kill Alistar. I definitely should have killed Zinzao.
Let's see, what else do we have on our news list, Josh? Not much, except this last thing about the internet. The rich see a different internet than the poor. Josh,
That
what are
was
we
literally an
talking about?
article that I found just because I was out of articles to find. And yeah, I don't know, it was an interesting article about, it talks about how basically everyone's life is controlled by like the 1%, the billionaires and everything. They are the ones that end up manipulating stocks and everything, and they decide what the price of gas is and basically just affect your entire life. But the internet is different in a way that like everyone gets to contribute for better or for worse. For trolls and everything, they shape the way the internet is. And they talk about how basically in the future, if like there's all these soap acts, or if like someone can basically police the internet, if it'll just become another place where a few people control basically how all the information is like distributed to everyone.
So that's why Google wants a free internet.
I mean, sure, that's one of the reasons. Oh my god, did everyone die?
Oh shit, I didn't mean to buy that item.
But yeah, it was one of those food for thought things and everything to make.
Food for thought.
So we can. We're almost there, so we got to win. What are you even doing? Just strolling around as Teemo?
Yeah, I just died, man. I was a noble defender. But that Teemo just walked into one of my traps.
I know.
Yeah, when I was at Katsucon, I saw... I was at Katsucon this past weekend, guys, animeing it up. There was an intense Yu-Gi-Oh costume, man. It was so good.
Oh shit, did he have like the whole hand equipment?
It was actually a girl. And actually, she was in like the part where when he goes crazy, you know, and his hair gets intense. What was really intense was the hair. The wig she had was all like Yugi'd out. It was pretty awesome.
Yugi'd out.
Little Yugi. Yeah, it was pretty impressive though. One of the better costumes I saw. I went in for you, Twisted Fate. Support Teemo. On duty. Did you look at the pictures, Josh? Did you see the Teemo picture?
I have not seen the Teemo picture.
Oh, the blow dart was so big.
Oh my god, big plays. But they're not going to be big enough.
Oh, you're the spider?
Yeah, dude, I'm the spider. I'm fierce.
Oh.
People should be scared of me.
What's the spider's name? Elise? Oh, she looks nice.
Yeah.
Is she free right now?
No, she's very expensive.
Oh, really?
For sure, I spent like 2 weeks of IP on her. But she's pretty good. She's a really good top laner, but she's kind of like Jace, where she has a bunch of different things she can do, and it's kind of... I'm getting used to it still.
Ow!
Look at that, just escaped, barely.
Whoa, whoa, that's cool. You can climb up away. Oh man, I want to play her. She's cool looking.
And she is a pretty cool hero.
So that's an interesting thing, interesting thought though, how the internet is controlled by not that huge top percent. Oh, by the way, did you see that AMA that Bill Gates did? Did we talk about this last week?
We talked about that on Monday briefly because, yeah.
Well, it was pretty good. He did it on Reddit, and it was a pretty good AMA. I was pretty happy with it. The thing that my big takeaway, a lot of people asked him questions like, you know, what's one way we could save the world out a lot of money, and all these kind of macroscopic questions, and a couple of different answers he referenced the Nordic governments in like Scandinavia, and say, you know, I wish our government could compromise as well as the Nordic governments. He said that he's really fond of their system, and I thought that was fascinating because, you know, Bill Gates is a pretty intense capitalist, I guess. And of course, he wouldn't have been able to make his fortune the way that he did had he have been in one of those Scandinavian countries that he now praises so boldly. So I just found that really interesting. You sort of would have thought, I don't know, I guess there comes, I actually said that to my dad, and he said, well, there just comes a point where you're so rich, you're just like, well, now I just feel bad and want to just feel good because I'm helping people. I was like, I could kind of see that. So it's interesting how when he was in his prime, he was probably really not much of a fan of socialism because that would have held back his endeavors as a capitalist. But now that he has achieved maximum wealth via capitalism, he's sort of flip-flopped John Kerry style and been like, hey, there may be something to this Scandinavian socialism after all.
Yeah, I feel like socialism has kind of evolved too. It's not like the same thing where it was like 50 years ago, or maybe it is in the case of Scandinavian countries, I don't know. But I feel like communism, there's a bunch of just like corruption in communism is why it failed. But if you could like get that corruption away, or just do away with it, or make basically just it not exist, you could have like a better system set up, and it wouldn't be like the past. And governments have evolved a lot over the past like 50 years since he made his fortune and everything. And like, I don't know, capitalism today is not the same thing as capitalism like 50 years ago. It's definitely changed. And so maybe like a modern day socialism where, I don't know, it could be a lot better than the present day capital system we have right now, since it seems like just more and more things are being controlled by just companies and everything, these billionaires and everything. And I don't know, the income gap to me is the biggest thing that is just terrible in my opinion. It keeps getting worse, where the rich just keep getting richer and the poor, and yeah, and these like government bailouts and everything. And if the market crashes again, I'm sure they'll do another round of bailouts and everything. And all these companies will get billions of dollars and everything, and they'll end up cutting their employees. But the top executives will still get their multi-million-dollar bonuses. So I don't know. To me, that's not right.
And on that note, guys, follow Josh on Twitter at JD Hyper. He has not tweeted yet in the month of February. You better
shit.
get at him and poke fun at his lack of hard work.
It was my New Year's resolution. I gave it up already.
He's been blogging, but he hasn't been tweeting. But that about wraps it up, guys. Thank you for watching another installment of News Report. We'll be back next week, Saturday mornings, 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Big hearts to each and every one of you. Follow at ZyoriTV as well on Twitter, Facebook, and on YouTube. Take care, guys. We will see you next week.